In a quiet village tucked deep in the arms of the mountains, where the air smelled of pine and the wind whispered through the trees, lived a young girl named Aira. Aira was just 17 when her world turned upside down. A landslide hit their village after weeks of heavy monsoon rain. The earth trembled, trees fell, homes collapsed. In that storm, Aira lost both her parents, her only shelter, her only guide. Left behind were her paralyzed grandmother and her little brother Zion, just 4 years old, crying with outstretched arms, confused, scared, and hungry. Most would have broken, most would have run, but Aira stood still. That night, under the cracked tin roof of what remained of their home, Aira didn't cry. She stared at the ceiling in silence, holding her brother close, her heart thudding like a drum. And in that silence, she made a decision. I will not let them fall, not under my watch. Days turned into months. Aira woke up before the sun, when the stars still hung low in the sky. She collected firewood from the nearby forest, fetched water from the stream, washed clothes, cleaned houses in the village, and then studied by lantern light, all while caring for her brother and feeding her grandmother. She walked barefoot for miles every day, with aching feet and blistered hands. Sometimes she ate only once a day so Zion could have 2 meals. She stitched her old clothes again and again, but she never begged, never asked, never complained. People in the village whispered behind her back, "That girl won't last long. She should send her brother to an orphanage. She's ruining her own future." But Aira kept her head down and worked, because she wasn't chasing a future for herself. She was building one for those who had no one else. One rainy night, after a long day of washing dishes in a hotel, Aira returned home soaked to the bone. She was shivering, exhausted, her hands trembling. She quietly changed, fed Zion, and helped her grandmother lie down. Then in the darkness, as the rain tapped gently on the roof, she sat near the window, her arms wrapped around her knees. She looked up at the stars and whispered, "God, I don't need an easy life. I just need the strength to keep going." And somehow, she did. Years passed. Aira became a school teacher. She saved every rupee she could and built a small brick house. Not grand, but warm. She sent Zayn to school, watched him grow tall and confident. She started free evening classes for the girls in her village, because she knew what it meant to have dreams and no road to reach them. And the same people who once whispered behind her back, they now sent their daughters to Aira's school. They called her Ironheart Aira, not because she never felt pain, but because she carried it with grace.